It's Memorial Day weekend. Every year at this time, a sacred event takes place in Washington, D.C., called Rolling to Remember. Formerly known as Rolling Thunder, this is a moment where veterans, especially those who served in the Vietnam War, take over the streets of the city on motorcycles. They ride to honor those who we have lost, as well as those still fighting their own personal battles. In this series, we will cheer them on, and also take a look at other related events taking place on the National Mall. The Poppy Wall of Honor, Dogtag Flag, and special atmosphere at the Vietnam Wall await us, as well as a place called Thunder Alley. Let's roll! So I saw this briefly yesterday when I had my group over here, and they were up looking at the memorial, and I was taking a quick look at this. So this is also temporary for Memorial Day, and it honors the soldiers lost in the global war on terror. There are over 7,000, I believe, and their names are actually etched on the dog tags. So we will go ahead and take a closer look. And if you don't already know what this is, it's pretty self-explanatory. All you need to do is look at it to figure out what's going on. This is what's left behind after we lose a soldier. And you can see it has all of their names on here, like a real dog tag, and their information.
Especially on the columns are looking at the top.
Okay, so the sign says, "This flag is displayed in honor of all the heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice in the global war on terror. It is constructed of over 7,000 dog tags and includes 50 gold stars, recognizing families of the fallen. The battlefield cross displayed was sculpted by veteran artist Alicia Dietz."
Right there with the homeowners. Yes, this place, they're well on the way. They can go. So I just wanted to say something about this tent here. It says Vet Center at the top and then Welcome Home at the bottom. And it is set up right outside the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. So what exactly is going on with this Welcome Home? What is that all about? Now, if you don't already know, this is something that is said to soldiers returning home from overseas. but it stems from the Vietnam War, and it's especially significant when talking about Vietnam War veterans. So when we look back in history, we've got World War I, World War II. Soldiers came home and they had these big parades, huge celebrations. They were treated as heroes. But later on, when the Vietnam War veterans returned home, it wasn't like that at all. They were either ignored or just outright disrespected. So actually, one of the people who first trained me as a tour guide in Washington, D.C., he was a Vietnam War veteran, and he was just the nicest guy you could ever meet. And he told me that when he returned home from the war, this woman ran up to him and just spit in his face. I had heard about this happening in general, but I had never met someone who actually had that experience. And that, coupled with the type of person he was, he was just such a nice guy. He was so friendly. He was just this awesome person, and just the image of that happening to him specifically really bothered me. And sadly, he passed away recently, but I always loved seeing him around. I'd take my groups to the various sites and he would be there with his groups, and I'd say hi and just loved always seeing him. And then it was so sad when I just knew he wouldn't be there anymore. But yeah, it was terrible how the Vietnam vets, not only did they not get the respect they deserved, putting their lives on the line for their country, but to be treated so badly in addition. So as time passed, so this was really in the 1960s and 70s when this happened, where soldiers were coming back. But with the passage of some time and just everything kind of cooling off about the politics of everything and all the volatility, we get into the 1980s and there's a bit of a shift in public perception about the soldiers themselves. The soldiers start to get a bit more recognition for what they did. They start to be seen in more of a positive light. And this is when you see the memorial open. The Vietnam War Memorial opened in 1982. And it was roughly around this time that the phrase welcome home started coming about. And the idea is, when you see a veteran of the Vietnam War, you tell them, welcome home. Even now, it's 2025 as of this recording. And even now, if you meet a Vietnam War veteran, you should say, or it would be a nice thing to say, welcome home, even though it is so many decades after the fact. Better late than never. You are showing them the respect they deserve. They put their lives on the line. They made the sacrifice. And why not tell them, welcome home, and not be that person who will run up to them in the airport and spit in their face? It's important to keep in mind. As I said earlier, of course, it applies to all soldiers who return from overseas, no matter what they were doing. But anyway, that's what this is all about. So, back to the video.
Yes. I need to go to.
So all those bikes we saw on the ride earlier, some of them are here and parked. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed these Memorial Day weekend events right here on the National Mall. Rolling to Remember and Thunder Alley and the objects left at the wall and the Poppy Wall, all of it. I hope you enjoyed it. One thing I was hoping for that we did not see, I thought there would be more of a presence of the veteran bikers here on the mall. For example, right in front of the Lincoln Memorial, where we are now. And they're not really here. It's kind of looks the same way it always does.
but they are definitely out there as they and the rest of us remember our fallen heroes and missing heroes. So guys, again, I hope you enjoyed the day out here. This is Vigoroso, off to the next cool spot. Like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Take care, guys.